This is Doenjang. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I am doing my best. But this, in combination of red wine, was something that I discovered for myself sometime around last year. I was using it for, I think it was a pot roast. And I just really loved the aroma and the flavors that were coming out of it. And so what I really wanted to do today was to put this combination to the test and see whether or not if kind of like using red wine in combination with this sauce in like the purest form that I could think of. And what I thought of was like an Italian red sauce. Red wine, tomatoes, garlic, olive oil, basil, and pretty much that's it. And I think the addition to this will hopefully give us something completely different, but at the same time, very delicious. So let's give it a try. I didn't even say what this stuff was called. Or what this stuff was. So to those people who didn't know, I'm sorry, there are only Asians in the room right now. So it's like, oh, of course, doenjang, that's all I need to say. This is a Korean fermented soybean paste. It is delicious, very salty, full of umami, very much in the same realm of making miso paste, but I think the difference is that koji is not added to this. This is much more robust and takes to heat very, very well. To the point where like I have actually like allowed it to caramelize at the bottom of the pot before deglazing with broth and wine before. That's how I got that's how I found like this works so well. So yeah, that's what we're going to use. Alongside some, of course, wonderful quality, great quality tomatoes. These are not just San Marzano style tomatoes, these are San Marzano tomatoes. And you can tell they're authentic because they say DOP on them. But I forgot who did the YouTube video of comparing like San Marzano style to San Marzano to just regular canned tomatoes. But I'm gonna put their video up in a card because I found it very useful, even though it's not my video. But anyways, I found this. This is a great style of tomato to use for a sauce, and this is what we're gonna use. As long as it says DOP on it, you're pretty much fine. In the ingredient list, you pretty much have to look for whole peeled tomatoes and tomato puree. Nothing else. No preservatives, no tomato juice, whole peeled tomatoes, and tomato puree. That, alongside with the DOP and the fact that it says San Marzano tomatoes, it doesn't have to say DOP, it can be San Marzano style, just tomatoes, tomato puree. Those are the two things to look out for. Then generally, you'll make a good sauce. Okay, we're gonna peel that. You know, I thought this thing was hilarious, which is why I got it, but then a whole bunch of people saw it and was like, oh my God, my grandma has arthritis, where did you get this? So I just got this off of Amazon as a joke to myself, but turns out this stuff is pretty useful. So if you have a relative that has arthritis or weak hands in general, automatic can opener. Yeah, and like it's not sharp. It like makes sure that the can part is, yeah, it's great. All right, so 2 of these, we don't have to film this part, like you can just, I guess you still have the sound though. So we just have to wait for it no matter what. How long did that take? About as long as it takes to like, it gave me like, one dissociate. That's how long it took. So you got 2 cans of that, and with clean hands, you just mash and crush the tomatoes in with your hands. And this way, you just, you know, this actually feels kind of nice. I won't lie. This does not feel bad. Not a mince, just cut into slices is fine for this. Okay. garlic, and we got cheese on the ready. Cool, let's go here. First step, you make sure you salt your pasta water. Whoever said salting your pasta water till it's as salty as the sea either has broken taste buds or has never actually tasted the sea. It doesn't have to be that salty, it just has to be quite salty. No, I don't know why. I don't know. I just felt like that's a little bit of information that you should know. So first, olive oil and garlic. Normally I would not do this in a non-stick pan, but this is also like the biggest pan. Actually, no, I could use that one. What am I doing? I can use this one. Dum-dum. We'll pretend that didn't happen and we'll do this all again with that pan because I don't like using non-stick pans for sauteing stuff in. So the reason why I don't like using non-stick pans for anything other than like melting cheese or doing like delicate stuff is simply because I want them to last long. It helps them last longer when you use them delicately and obviously only hand wash them. It's pretty common knowledge to like how bad for you the things that make non-stick pans non-stick, like how bad for you they are. So whenever you can, if you're doing high heat stuff like sauteing or frying, just don't use your non-stick, go with a stainless steel. I just thought that was the biggest one that I had, and I don't. This is obviously here. I'm so tired. Once your garlic is starting to brown, then you add your doenjang. If I say it differently every single time, you guys, maybe I'll get it right once. So the garlic is toasted, and so we're adding this. Deglaze a little. Once it starts to like get a little crusty down there, like crusty, I mean like once it starts to like stick, you deglaze it a little bit with some red. Just to deglaze some first, and then you add in your tomato. Ah! Turn your heat down and let that warm up to a simmer. Add the rest of it. There we go. So you notice I didn't add any salt to this because the doenjang is very salty on its own, but we will add in some black pepper, and we'll add in some more red wine a little bit at the end. Allow that to simmer and reduce for a little bit. I'd say like maybe 15 minutes on a medium heat. You want it to bubble a little bit, but like not, overly, just like go crazy and splatter everywhere. Just a little bubble here and there. While that is simmering, you can start your pasta. Once the sauce has started to simmer a little bit, I would just add plenty of fresh basil, still on the stem because you're actually going to remove these later. So I'll just put this in. And simply just let rest. Cover if you have a lid, but I can't find mine, so. Essentially, we're just letting the basil infuse into the tomato sauce or the red sauce. At this point, the pasta is al dente, and we will strain it out. Normally, I would just put the pasta in with the sauce, but since there's so much more sauce than the pasta itself, I'll do the other way around, so that way I can save some. I forgot to put the pasta water in the sauce. If you do what I do and dumped off all the pasta water, you can just do this. Because what is pasta water but just some flour, some salt, and some water. The Italians are gonna kill me. Italian food does such a good job of using like fresh herbs. I wish Chinese food, we like had more of that in there. We don't do that very much. Guess I should have put this on a plate, huh? Obviously, I don't cook a lot of Italian food very much, or at all, but that was fun. Let's try and see if there's a discernible difference. Oh, that's hot. It's a very, how do I describe it? It's got such a deeper base flavor, like a low note, because of that fermented body, I guess, from the doenjang. But at the same time, the tomatoes like bring it back up. It's really nice, it's really acidic. I do lose a lot of the basil as a result though, and I do miss that. I might have to use more. But otherwise, in a pasta, I'm not sure the combination is what I thought it was gonna be. Probably give this like a 6 out of 10. So yeah, I guess doenjang and red wine, better off in the pot roast and in stews and stuff, but does it work in a red sauce? I'm not sure that it does.